Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Hump Day. Hope you guys have been having a great week so far. We don't normally post videos on Wednesdays, but we missed our normal Tuesday video yesterday, so both Darren and I wanted to drop a video tonight for you guys, talking about some interesting things since there is a lot to talk about. So what I'm going to talk about today in this video is first, I want to get my thoughts off on the Darkseid voice that we just got, because Darren I think is talking about it as well, but I definitely want to put in my 2 cents for that. So I'm talking about that. Then I'm going to get into J.J. Abrams and the news about him potentially heading the DCEU, and is that contrary to the other news we've heard and that I've reported on. And lastly, there's some Marvel news that's ruffling some feathers in regards to Endgame, but I'll talk about that last. So first, talking about this Darkseid voice. Okay, what the hell, dude? Zack Snyder just dropped his image of Darkseid, revealing to us our first look at his Darkseid, like what, 2 days ago, and then now we get Ray Porter dropping a sample of what his voice would have sounded like for this hashtag release the Snyder Cut promotional campaign. That's nuts. That is awesome. It's like they're colluding behind the scenes to bring this to us, but no, I think everyone's just really clicked in and ready for this Comic-Con to happen, because it looks like it's pretty refreshing. Ray Porter, who was supposed to play Darkseid or voice Darkseid in Justice League, he seems to support the whole Release the Snyder Cuts campaign. And if you guys are on that bandwagon as well, make sure to follow at RT Snyder Cut on Twitter. They are kind of like the hub for all of the news and people who are just like-minded, and who feel that this needs to come out for the fans. So let's go ahead and just listen it one time together. I know Darren talked about it, but I just want to listen to it one time with you guys because I think this just sounds so awesome. So we're going to give it let's give it 2 listens, all right?
Project Comic-Con. Release the Snyder Cut.
One more time, guys. That sounded awesome. Love it.
Project Comic-Con. Release the Snyder Cut.
Man, what a treat that would have been to see this guy voice Darkseid. That sounds awesome. So I love that he's doing this promotional campaign for this, because we know that DC is not going to be at Comic-Con this year, but the Release of Snyder Cut fandom will be there. So that's really awesome. Wish could be there with them. But dude, this is awesome. His voice is he has a great voice. And apparently he does a lot of audible narrations. And though I haven't heard him before, this is the first time hearing of him. It sounds awesome. And I never would have imagined that this is what the Darkseid voice would have sounded like. And it seems perfect. Zack Snyder has been absolutely perfect with his casting for this DC universe while he was heading it. So far, I feel like everything's been pretty perfect in regards to casting. Though you'll always get some doubters and haters in regards to some of that stuff. And hey, that's their opinion. That's cool. They're all entitled to that, and that's cool. But in my opinion, I've loved all the casting he's done. Even for the Steppenwolf actor, who Ciarán Hinds, I think I'm saying his name right, Ciarán Hinds. He played Steppenwolf. His voice was perfect for a type of character that Steppenwolf was. Now, we don't know a lot about Steppenwolf anyways from the comics, because he's not in it so much in many comics, but he was great. And there are reports that behind the scenes that he was really unhappy with the theatrical cut that came out, because he knows that there was a lot of other great things that would have came out. Now, am I saying that this cut is perfect and would be absolutely perfect? No, I'm just saying it couldn't have been worse than what we got on screen, and it could have been a lot better. I think absolutely it could have been a lot better than what we got on screen. And just from all the stories that we've been talking about on this channel and a lot of other YouTubers are talking about, it sounds like it would have been monumentally better. So there's my 2 cents on the Darkseid voice. I think it's awesome. I definitely wanted to put out my 2 cents on that. It's been a while since Darren and I have been able to get together and talk about our thoughts on a lot of these news topics lately. Hopefully Darren and I will be able to meet up soon and do that. But let's move on to that next topic. And the next topic is in regards to J.J. Abrams. And this is something that one of our followers, G. Larrabee, I believe, I'll put her up here. G. Larrabee, you commented on one of my videos, because I reported the other day, I reported a rumor from We Got This Covered that James Gunn was potentially going to head the DC extended universe in the future, and that was a rumor, and I just took it as if it was true, and I gave you guys my thoughts, assuming that it was true, and I was all for it because I want this universe in the hands of someone who's passionate about the source material, the characters, and there's a lot of examples of actors and producers out there who don't really care so much about the characters. They just care about what is popular and what's going to make them the most money. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think in regards to these characters that are so beloved, I think it should be in the hands of someone who knows the material. And now let's talk about J.J. Abrams. And so I'm going to read this headline and a little bit from this article from The Hollywood Reporter. It says, J.J. Abrams bidding war won by Warner Media as Bad Robot nears $500 million partnership. Bad Robot, the production company Abrams runs with his wife and co-CEO Katie McGrath, has been fielding offers from pretty much every major media company at one point or another, but it looks like this deal is coming to a finish line for Warner Media, which is kind of like the mother of it's kind of like the overarching company for DC and the DC properties. So it's not a guarantee that he's going to be taking the reins of DC because this headline and the story kind of leaves us with a lot of questions, like what's up with Walter Hamada? We thought Walter Hamada was like kind of was riding the ship, was taking the reins of this universe. And we thought that Shazam was a good example of some of his decision making and kind of Wonder Woman 1984 and things like that. So what effect has Walter Hamada had on this universe so far? We don't know. And of course, I talked about James Gunn with that rumor. So maybe is this rumor false so far? Again, it's not proven. Nothing's proven right now. Nothing's complete. But let's speculate on J.J. Abrams and just talk about J.J. Abrams so far. Now, his company, Bad Robot, has put out a lot of stuff that I'm a really big fan of. And not to say everything is a total hit financially, but I think a lot of the stuff they put out, I've been a big fan of. And J.J. Abrams himself, I am a huge fan of. So could this be something that he heads in the future? I could see it. If now let me, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place in regards to this. Let's just take a look at this headline. First, $500 million. Is J.J. Abrams worth $500 million? Now, I can't claim to be an expert on Hollywood financials and what all this entails and who's worth what, but that's a lot of freaking money. And could J.J. Abrams be worth that much? I'm not so sure if he's worth that much, though I am a huge fan of J.J. Abrams, like I said. But you got to think of the position that Warner Media is in, and all I can speak for is the position that DC is in. So Warner Media as a whole, we know that what it appears to be, it seems like it's going to eat up the streaming side of things for DC. So it seems like the DC streaming service is going to be joining this bigger Warner Media service that's going to include things like HBO and I think it was Cinemax. Can't remember off the top of my head, but will he be heading some of that stuff? I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's going to have an imprint on what's going on with streaming, if this is true and if this moves forward. But will he have anything to do with the DC properties and DC movies? I would think so. I would like to think so. And I think he's such a creative guy. And I love. Let's just look at some of his recent things. Absolutely loved Star Wars Force Awakens. You can say it's a rehash and a retread of what we've gotten before. I think that's something that Star Wars needed, to be frank. Did it need another Death Star, though? I don't know. But I did really enjoy that movie. The recent Star Trek reboot that he did, the franchise that he kickstarted once again, I loved it. But then again, I know there are a lot of Trekkies out there that absolutely hate what he's done with it. So I was never a big Star Trek person to begin with, just because I wasn't raised with it as much as I was with Star Wars. But I did that was his reboot of the Star Trek franchise made me fall in love with what he was putting out there, and I absolutely love that. And just some of the other movies he's been a part of, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think he was a producer on that, but Cloverfield, believe he was a producer on that. I think he was a producer on the latest Mission Impossible movie, which was amazing. So a lot of people would speculate that, and if I'm wrong about these guys, correct me in the comments, but I'm just going off the top of my head here. But this would, someone respected and well liked in Hollywood as him, could he bring in more talented directors? I think he could. People like Christopher McQuarrie, who's talked about wanting to do Superman film. And even if J.J. Abrams did a Superman film, I think, if he was to do something like that, I think it would be I think he would be a great person to do so. He's a lot of people talk about him rebooting franchise, but not necessarily bringing it home, and he's going to have a chance to do that with this new Star Wars movie, but who knows if he's going to stick the landing. But that's been a criticism of his in the past, I know, of sticking the landing of these new universes that he helps reboot and build up. I don't know, man. I think you got to think about the position Warner Media's in, DC's in, and I think that can make the money possibly worthwhile. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious about this. What are your guys' thoughts on J.J. Abrams on our channel? I'm not sure how many what our followers think of this guy, but I can tell you from my opinion, I'm a big fan of the guy. It's a lot of money, $500 million. You think about what you could do with that money. So it all has to pay off, and I think DC / I guess Warner Brothers, they need to take a risk in order to get a big payoff. Just look at and I don't mean to compare it to Marvel, but Marvel, it feels like, took a risk with Kevin Feige. Now look what that happened. They put it into the hands of someone who was in love with this material, and we got gold out of it. And now I know some of you guys are not fans of it, but I really enjoyed it, and you can't deny its financial success. But yeah, leaves a lot of questions, this story, and we will definitely report on what comes next in regards to this. And let me know what you guys think. Really curious, and we will definitely keep talking about this as it moves forward, because it's really, really intriguing. So moving on to the last topic of today, that has to do with Marvel not re-releasing, because Avengers Endgame is still in theaters right now, but they're going to be adding on what I believe is a post-credit scene, a tribute, and I think that was all. There might have been one more. I'm just going off the top of my head from the stories I read earlier, but what do you guys think about that? They're adding this in now. Why would they be adding in these scenes now, after a lot of fans have watched it already multiple times? Through ticket prices are crazy high now, so paid anywhere from $30 to $50, $60, if you watched it 3 or 4 times on this movie already, and now they're going to put a post-credit scene, a tribute back out there. So just to get you to watch it one more time, sit through it like 3 hours, another 3 hours, and it would appear that they're doing this to try and catch the Avatar record, which is incredibly, and I don't have these numbers on in front of me right now, but the Avatar is the highest grossing film of all time, and Avengers, for all it's done, still hasn't caught it, and I think it's behind around 40 million or so, like that. So is it going to catch it? Who knows? Hey, if it does, good for them. But it's ruffled a lot of feathers from what I've seen on the social media side of things, just in the comment sections. It's gotten people a little irritated that they would do this now. But I get it. It's a total money grab, yeah. But Hollywood movies and greenlighting these movies, they're all money grabs anyways, so I can't be mad at them. For me, this is just my opinion. I'm not super mad at them, because I'm not going to go out there and watch it, spend another 3 hours watching that again just to watch some post-credit scenes that'll probably leak online. So that's not going to be me. I know there's like Avengers fans out there who's watched it like 200 plus times already, which is ridiculous. I don't know how you can sit through that 200 times. Any movie, watching it 200 times in such a short time frame would be, I would just get sick of the movie, and it would ruin the movie for me, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, it's ruffling some feathers. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is this kind of will this leave a bad taste in your mouth, fans of the Marvel Universe and Avengers Endgame movie? Is this going to leave a bad taste in your mouth? Because I know I've watched it twice, and I know I'm not going to go out there and watch it. I know people have watched it 4 or 5 times already. I know I'm not going to go out and watch it just for these post-credit scenes, just because they're trying to beat this record. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. Let me know what you guys feel. I'm not too mad about it, but I understand where people are irritated. I'm curious to see what you guys in the comment section think. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like, subscribe if you hadn't already, and make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we do post a video, because like today, we don't normally post on Wednesdays, but hopefully you guys get to see this. Thank you guys again. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.